Welcome to Wake Up Epic. We're going to have a revolution. This experience is about revolution, and it's the gift you have to create revolution, to experience revolution, and to thrive with revolution. Now, I'm Alex Iglesia, and in this experience, you're going to be taking radical responsibility, because in just a minute, we're going to do 2 or 3 things. The first is we're going to clear and decondition where you're reacting. Where you're reacting instead of being empowered with your emotions, with the flow, with your responses and your choices. And then we're going to do a dive into the embodied story of it. So we're actually going to start with that so you get a sense of where we're going. By the end of this experience, something will have shifted in you, and I'd love to hear about it. So subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, reply, share a comment about what you experience, or reach out to me. Here we go. The embodied story of the gift of revolution is the 49th hexagram. It's also the 49th gene key or the 49th human design gate. It's all really the same thing with a few subtle differences. The 49th gene key on the top is yang yang yin, which is to say forward with our body, and active up with our extended spine, and then narrow, which brings us into the world. So try it with me. You bring it into the world. You're over here with dinner with a friend and someone says, hey, can you pass the salt? You reach it and you bring it into their world. You're a contribution. This is the embodiment of allowing ourselves the state, the experience of being a contribution. And of course, if there's any challenge you have to being a contribution, which is a big conversation, it'll start to show up mentally, emotionally, energetically. The bottom trigram of the 49th hexagram is yang, yin, yang. We come forward in the world. We come down, less acting, more listening, more sensing. And we go wide in that third yang. This is called field in UZAZU, and field is about easygoingness. Now, it's easygoing as an active participant in the world, but one that is a little bit more interested, curious, than doing it. So try for just a second, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make it happen. And then surrender and soften that just a little bit. So there's enough going with the flow, there's enough yin to this yangness in the world, that you're not just imposing your will. There's an easygoingness. Yeah, you do have this. You've got this. So what is the embodied story of this 49th energy, this universal theme? Well, here you and I are in the field, being a part in this great whole. Trying not to be an a-hole. And where we're going is our contribution. It's a freaking revolution. We get out there in the world. How many situations do you have in your life where you're in it? And you've got some combination of, yeah, you're easygoing, or maybe it's a little bit chaotic. But you're there and you're fundamentally committed to being curious and listening and interested. And in there, you notice something that gives you a bit of a reaction. And it activates you to contribute to it, to say something, to speak your truth, to make something happen, to create a brand, to do a business, change a job, to contribute. And we can ultimately get a sense, the faith, the support of the subtle energy of contribution. So just get the sense that you're in a world that is a place of contribution. Your mind might have some evidence that that might not be true, but go there for a moment. Imagine. And in a world of contribution, surrender to what you're interested in. And let's imagine we fast forward this for a few days, a few months. You walk the Santiago Trail, you go on a vision quest, you surrender to life a little bit, knowing that it's a world of contribution. And you start to feel and trust some spark, some fire in you, a little more than you have. And it gives you this natural energy to contribute again. It's a wonderful hero's journey. So we'll do a dive about this. We'll take this on a dive in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a side trip to decondition a few of these energies. In the gene keys, the themes are reaction or reactive, react, revolution, and rebirth. Have you had an experience of rebirth where you think you're doing what you want to be doing, and life, your soul brings you down, and it doesn't usually feel very good for a while, but finally you get on your feet, you recognize that gravity's got you, you get interested in something again, and you're back. So you've gone through this, you've been conditioned about this, you've seen people screw it up, you've seen people succeed, and you've got your own stuff about it. So what we'll do is tap. And you can start right now, tapping. So even though I've been reactive, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I've been a reaction, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And even though I've reacted to the revolution I want to birth into the world, that's a lot. Even though I've been a reaction to the revolution of the rebirth I'm here for, deeply love and accept and respect and forgive myself. All this reaction. If you don't like tapping, you can touch. I have someone in my life who does not like being poked. So let's go with the touch. All this reaction. All the reaction I've ever experienced. All the reaction to my own revolution. All the reaction to my gifts for the revolution. All my reaction to the revolution of my gifts. All the reaction that I've been reacting to. It's time to let them be reborn. It's time for the revolution to be reborn. It's time for this revolution to be born. It's time for the revolution of me to be born. It's time for the revolution of us to be born. It's time for the revolution of all this to be born. It's time for the revolution of all this to be born. Now, bring your hand to your heart, say after me. These are four fundamental belief statements that'll help bring you into the world that are dynamically related to the 49. These come from UZAZU, the mind-body method. Repeat after me. Just notice how you feel, and then we'll do the final piece of movement. I'm willing to play an active part in helping my current culture evolve. Now that might feel 100% true. It might feel 100% false. Anywhere in there you're exactly in the right place. We're going to process this one more time with movement, which will repattern some possibilities. Number two, I listen for opportunities in my group to make a positive contribution. Number three, I acknowledge when a culture is not working and I'm willing to work to bring solutions. Last one, I dare myself to bring in new approaches, even when it's against the status quo. Now finish this statement 3 times. In your own words. I'm going to start it, you finish it, like Mad Libs. Ready? Now I know that I am. Now I know that I am. Notice that your heart, something is whispering to you to finish that sentence. Last one. Now I know I am. Okay. We're coming back to the embodied story now of this hexagram, of this key, of this gate that will allow you into the world as you. Here we go. We start with field, forward, down, wide like seaweed, and then move towards channel, high, tall, narrow, and focused. One or two times you'll just get it. Field rises up to a channel. Again, field, easy going, rises up to a channel. In field, let your vision be soft, but don't go too soft. Find a strong soft. Find a stable flexibility. Field is a fire of contradictions. And then, without losing that subtleness, that soft flexibility, come up like little wiggles. Focus though, focus. Your focus can be the right size for you. And now, in a world of contribution, have easygoing confidence that allows a contribution. So that's our final word play here with the movement. You can say it with me. In a world of contribution, I can be interested and confident and contribute. In a world of contribution, I am easygoing. I bring the revolution as a contribution. Last one. In this world of contribution, I'm so interested. I'm here for this. Here is my contribution. Bring your hand to your heart, another one to your belly. Feel your body and breathe. Relax the practice. You've done great. So expect nothing and expect everything, because if nothing else, you've radically aligned yourself for your authentic expression of the themes of the 49th hexagram key and gate, which is to say you're going to heal more in the coming hours and days, anywhere that you might be reacting, have patterns of reacting, and that's okay. It's okay if that comes up. You're going to have opportunities to claim, recognize, own, love and value the gifts you bring, the gifts you have, the gifts you are to revolution. And thanks to that, thanks to you, something is being reborn. So thanks for playing. Thanks for being epic. Enjoy the process. I know that can be a weird thing to say, but you've got this. Your contribution matters. And maybe the whole world isn't waiting for you, but some people, some beautiful beings really are. So go find them, love them up, receive their love, live an epic life.